Have you ever woken up to find a cat curled up right next to you? Its soft body warm against yours? Its breath calm, like it trusts you more than anyone else in the world? Is it just a sweet moment, or could it mean something much deeper? In Islam, even the smallest creature can be a divine sign. The Prophet Muhammad spoke about cats with gentleness, even love, treating them not just as pets, but as respected members of creation. So if a cat chooses to sleep beside you, could it be a message, a symbol, a blessing? Stick with me, because what you'll learn in the next few minutes may completely change the way you see that moment forever. Before we dive in, let me ask you, has a cat ever chosen you as their resting place? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to read your stories. Before starting this video, don't forget to like this video, because it gives us a lot of strength to continue sharing beneficial content. And I invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to stay informed of our next publications on the Islamic faith. Share it with your loved ones and leave a comment to tell me what you think. Thank you, and good video. Historical and spiritual context. In Islam, animals are not only protected, they are honored. Among all creatures, the cat holds a special place. The Prophet Muhammad didn't just tolerate cats, he loved them. One of the most famous stories involves his beloved cat, Mu'ezzah. One day, Mu'ezzah was asleep on the sleeve of the Prophet's robe as he prepared for prayer. Rather than disturb her, the Prophet gently took a blade and cut the sleeve of his garment so she could continue resting peacefully. That simple act speaks volumes. It shows compassion, gentleness, and the deep harmony between humans and animals encouraged by Islamic teachings. Cats are also viewed as ritually clean. In a hadith recorded by Abu Dawud, the Prophet said, Cats are not impure. They intermingle with you. This means cats are allowed in homes, even in places of prayer. Unlike dogs, which have more restrictive rulings in terms of ritual purity, cats are considered companions that symbolize purity and comfort. And in the Quran, Allah reminds us of something profound. There is not an animal on the earth, nor a bird flying with its wings, but they are communities like you. Quran 6:38. This verse breaks down human arrogance. It tells us that animals, like humans, have roles, rights, and spiritual significance. In this light, a cat's choice to sleep beside a person isn't random. It could reflect something about the human's spiritual state, their kindness, or the atmosphere of peace they cultivate. Modern, real story. In a refugee camp near the Syrian-Turkish border, aid workers and residents began noticing something unusual. Dozens of stray cats started gathering around particular tents, especially ones where Quran recitation was common, or where families were known for feeding others despite having little themselves. One volunteer, named Yusuf, shared, "There was a tent where a widow and her 3 children lived. They had lost everything, but every night they'd offer the cats milk from the little they had. Over time, you'd always find 5 or 6 cats sleeping outside their tent. Locals started saying, 'Baraka follows the merciful.' This wasn't seen as superstition. It was a reflection of the belief that animals recognize mercy, peace, and sincerity. And cats in particular are drawn to that. Do you believe animals sense spirituality or good energy in humans? Have you ever noticed how cats seem to choose certain people or places over others? Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear how animals have connected with you. Theological meanings and hadiths. In Islam, cleanliness and purity are among the highest virtues. The Prophet Muhammad emphasized these values in every aspect of life, including in his relationships with animals. And when it comes to cats, Islam holds them in particularly high regard.
One of the most significant hadiths related to cats comes from Abu Dawood, in which the Prophet said, "Cats are not impure. They are among the communities like you." This hadith challenges some misunderstandings and highlights the deep respect Islam has for cats. Unlike other animals, such as dogs, cats are not considered impure or najis, ritually unclean. Instead, they are seen as creatures that embody cleanliness, something that is valued immensely in Islam. But why, then, would a cat choose to sleep beside a person, especially someone of faith? Is it merely a cute coincidence, or is there a deeper meaning? According to Islamic beliefs, a cat's closeness to a person can be seen as a reflection of the person's spiritual state. Rahmah, mercy, and divine favor. In the Quran, Allah commands us to be merciful and kind to all of His creation, including animals.
The word rahmah, mercy, appears repeatedly, not only in reference to human relationships, but also toward animals. The Prophet Muhammad is the perfect example of rahmah, as he displayed immense kindness, not just to humans, but to every living creature, even insects and the smallest of animals. A cat sleeping near you can symbolize rahmah in action. It is believed that animals, including cats, are naturally drawn to individuals who embody compassion and mercy. Just as the Prophet, his cat, Muesa, chose him for the peace and tranquility he exuded, other animals, especially cats, may seek the same peaceful energy in the people they encounter. This concept can be found in many spiritual teachings, where animals are seen as attuned to the purity of heart and the sincerity of the people around them. Cats, known for their independent and discerning nature, seem to recognize when someone embodies these qualities. Hadith: animals as companions of the believers. Another beautiful hadith that links animals to the spiritual state of a person is narrated by Abu Huraira, one of the most beloved companions of the Prophet, whose name itself means father of cats. He recounts the Prophet, peace be upon him, saying, "A woman was punished in hell because of a cat she had confined until it died. She did not give it food when it was hungry or water when it was thirsty, even though it was confined in her house." This hadith underlines the deep responsibility we have toward animals. It also shows that our actions toward them are linked to our faith, and the mercy we show them is a reflection of our relationship with Allah. Cats, being natural hunters and survivors, are often seen as symbols of patience and peace. Their choice to sleep next to someone could be viewed as a reward, an indication that the person is living in a way that aligns with the values of Islam, showing mercy and kindness to all living beings, just as the Prophet did. Modern story. In Indonesia, a well-known imam, Imam Hafiz, became famous for his unusual bond with stray cats. Imam Hafiz began rescuing stray cats in his community, caring for them and offering them shelter. Videos of him lovingly interacting with the cats, many of which flocked to him, went viral. One of the volunteers working with him remarked, "It's like the cats just know who he is. They come to him in crowds, almost as if they can feel his goodness and kindness." People started calling him the Imam of Cats. And there's a strong belief here that it's because of his deep spirituality and mercy toward these creatures. Imam Hafiz's ability to draw these cats is seen as a testament to the Islamic principle that mercy attracts divine blessing, and animals, like humans, respond to those who embody the best of human qualities. This story illustrates how, even today, animals seem to gravitate toward individuals who live by the principles of Islam, especially those who embody compassion and mercy, the very qualities that Islam promotes. Have you ever felt like a cat chose you for a reason? Maybe something special happened afterward, or you noticed a deeper connection with that animal. Let me know in the comments. Share your stories with me. I'm curious to see if others have experienced the same. By weaving these deep theological insights with real-world stories, we begin to see how the Islamic teachings on mercy, cleanliness, and spiritual harmony play out not only in the lives of the prophets, but also in everyday experiences with animals, like cats, that seem to choose us in the most profound and mysterious ways. Symbolism of a cat's presence. In Islam, cats are not just seen as animals. They are often believed to carry profound spiritual significance. A cat's presence, especially one that chooses to be near you, can symbolize many things. They are not just physical companions, but spiritual ones. Let's explore the deeper meanings of why a cat might decide to sleep next to you. Cats as protectors from unseen harm. In Islamic tradition, jinn, spiritual beings that exist in a world parallel to ours, are known to sometimes cause harm or disruption in the lives of humans. Cats are often thought to have a special connection to the unseen world and are believed to act as protectors against negative energies, including jinn. The Prophet Muhammad himself is said to have been very cautious about the presence of jinn in his household, and he would often take steps to ensure the purity and safety of his surroundings. Cats, being naturally vigilant and aware of their surroundings, are often associated with the ability to detect these unseen threats. A cat sleeping next to you, particularly when it chooses to stay close or even lie on your bed, might be a subtle reminder of protection, both physical and spiritual. It is as if the cat is warding off unseen dangers while providing comfort and peace at the same time. Cats as indicators of spiritual balance, sakinah.
In the Islamic tradition, the word sakinah refers to a sense of tranquility or inner peace. It's the calm that comes from having a balanced relationship with Allah, and it's often associated with the presence of divine harmony.
Cats are often seen as symbols of sakinah, as their calm demeanor and independent nature reflect a peaceful balance within their surroundings. This is why many people feel at ease when a cat is near them. It's as if the presence of the cat is connected to a deeper, more spiritual peace. It's not just the purring that soothes the soul, but the overall tranquil energy that they radiate. A cat's choice to lie down beside you or sleep next to you might be more than a mere gesture of affection. It could be a sign that you are in a state of spiritual balance, or that the divine is sending you a reminder to find peace in your life. Real-life story, the Moroccan family and the protective cat. One of the most poignant stories that highlight the spiritual role of cats involves a family in Morocco. A mother, worried about her infant's safety, noticed that a stray cat had begun to visit her home regularly. The cat would sleep in the baby's crib, always ensuring the baby was not disturbed during sleep. The family began to believe that the cat's presence was protecting the child from harm, and they began to regard it as a kind of guardian spirit. One day, the cat was nowhere to be found, and the mother noticed an unusual shift in the baby's sleep patterns. That night, the baby was involved in a small accident. Nothing serious, but enough to make the mother anxious. When the cat returned the next day, the baby returned to its peaceful slumber, undisturbed and safe. The family took this as a sign. The cat was not just there for warmth and companionship. It was acting as a protector in ways they couldn't fully understand. For them, the cat was a symbol of spiritual vigilance, ensuring that the household remained in harmony and protected from harm. This story, shared by a local imam, is often cited by those who believe that animals, particularly cats, possess a spiritual connection to the unseen world and can serve as guardians for those who treat them with kindness and respect. The heart and the cat. In Islamic spirituality, the heart is often seen as the seat of sincerity, mercy, and peace. It's through the heart that one connects with Allah, and a true believer's heart is a reflection of the qualities Allah wants from His creation. Cats are believed to sense this sincerity, especially when they form bonds with individuals who exhibit spiritual purity. A cat that sleeps near you or follows you around the house might be responding to the energy in your heart. It's believed that cats have a unique ability to pick up on human emotions, whether it's sadness, joy, or spiritual contentment. Their ability to offer companionship without judgment can be seen as a reminder of the importance of inner purity and spiritual connection. Do you think animals sense things we don't? Have you ever seen a cat act in a mysterious or protective way? Maybe it was at just the right time, or when you needed them most. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. By viewing the presence of a cat through a spiritual lens, we can begin to appreciate them not just as pets, but as symbols of protection, peace, and spiritual connection. Whether they are guarding us from unseen harm or simply bringing a sense of calm, their presence holds a deeper meaning that resonates with the values of Islam. Connection to real Qur'anic stories. While cats themselves are not directly mentioned in the Quran, their symbolic meanings and behaviors align closely with several themes presented in the Holy Book. Animals, in general, are consistently portrayed as loyal, peaceful, and carriers of divine presence. This connection between animals and the divine can be seen in numerous Quranic stories, which, when explored, help us understand the deeper spiritual meanings behind the presence of a cat sleeping next to us. The Companions of the Cave, Surah Al-Kahf 18:18. In Surah Al-Kahf 18:18, the Quran recounts the story of the Companions of the Cave, Ashab al-Kahf, a group of young men who sought refuge from oppressive rulers. They entered a cave to escape persecution and slept there for many years, under the protection of Allah. The verse mentions that they were accompanied by a dog. You would think them awake while they are asleep. And we turned them on their right sides and on their left sides, while their dog stretched his forelegs at the entrance. Quran 18:18. This dog, though not named, played a crucial role in the story as a protector, guarding the entrance and ensuring that no harm befell the righteous sleepers. The dog's loyalty to the Companions of the Cave and its role in their protection resonates with the broader theme in Islam that animals are created by Allah to serve a divine purpose, whether that's as companions or protectors. Now let's draw a parallel to cats. Cats, like dogs, can be seen as protectors of the righteous. Their loyalty, even if shown in more subtle ways, serves as a reminder that animals are keenly aware of the purity and sincerity of the hearts they are near. Just as the dog in the Quranic story faithfully guarded the Companions of the Cave, a cat may sleep beside us as a spiritual protector, offering us peace, tranquility, and divine protection in ways we may not immediately understand. Loyalty, peace, and divine presence. In Islamic tradition, animals have long been understood to embody the qualities of loyalty, peace, and divine presence. Cats, in particular, exhibit an incredible sense of independence and awareness that aligns with these values. Just as the Companions of the Cave were protected by an animal during their time of trial, cats are often viewed as companions that bring a sense of calm and protection to a household, reflecting the spiritual harmony that exists between all of Allah's creation. This idea of spiritual connection through animals is rooted in the belief that divine mercy and guidance manifest in various ways, including through the animals that live in close proximity to us. Cats' natural ability to sense changes in their environment or in human emotions connects them to the divine role animals play in maintaining balance within the world. Their presence near us can be seen as a form of spiritual alignment, where they act as symbols of peace that bring balance into our lives. Real-life story, the cats of a mosque in Turkey.
In a mosque in Istanbul, Turkey, something remarkable has been happening in recent years. The mosque has long been known for its spiritual energy, attracting worshippers from all walks of life. However, a curious pattern began to emerge. Stray cats started gathering around the mosque, particularly near those who prayed with deep devotion. In response, the mosque decided to install heaters for the stray cats to make them comfortable during cold months. What followed was a profound experience. The cats seemed to congregate closer to those who prayed with greater sincerity, sitting quietly near worshippers during prayer times. Many of the mosque's visitors believed that the cats were not just seeking warmth, but were drawn to the sincerity and spiritual purity of the individuals who prayed. The presence of the cats was seen as a sign of divine approval or a spiritual blessing, confirming the belief that animals sense the goodness in humans, drawing the connection, spiritual alignment with the divine. This story mirrors the deeper spiritual teachings of Islam, where animals are believed to have an intrinsic understanding of the divine. In the case of the cats at the mosque, their closeness to worshippers who prayed with sincerity reflected a spiritual alignment between human worship and divine favor. The animals were seen as living reminders of the divine mercy and the spiritual harmony that Islam teaches, and their proximity to the faithful became a powerful symbol of Allah's protection and presence. Just like the dog in Surah Al-Kahf, who loyally guarded the companions of the cave, the cats in this mosque are seen as protectors and symbols of divine sakina, a peace and tranquility that is felt in the presence of true faith and devotion. Why do you think animals often gather in mosques or near people who pray? Do you believe they are sensing something we can't? Share your experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Conclusion. While cats may not be directly mentioned in the Quran, their symbolic significance is deeply rooted in the teachings of Islam. They embody the qualities of protection, peace, mercy, and spiritual purity, all of which are central themes in the Quran and the life of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Whether as protectors from unseen harm, symbols of tranquility, or companions on our spiritual journeys, cats remind us of the divine harmony that exists in the world, calling us to reflect on our own spiritual practices and the purity of our hearts. Psychological and spiritual interpretation. When a cat chooses to sleep next to someone, it's not just a sign of affection, it can also be an indication of emotional safety, spiritual balance, and inner calm. Cats, by nature, are very discerning animals. They can sense emotional and environmental shifts, often gravitating toward individuals who radiate peace, compassion, and calm. But what is it about the human psyche that invites such deep connection from an animal known for its independence and sensitivity? Emotional safety. Cats as sensory beacons. From a psychological perspective, animals, especially cats, are highly intuitive and are naturally attuned to the emotional state of those around them.
Cats have been known to choose their companions based on subtle signals, such as body language, tone of voice, and even the energy or mood of a person. A cat sleeping next to you can often be interpreted as a sign that you create an environment of emotional safety, one where the cat feels comfortable and protected. In Islam, emotional safety and inner peace are highly valued. The Prophet Muhammad said, "The best of you are those who are the best to others." Hadith Sahih Muslim. This hadith speaks to the deep connection between emotional regulation and our relationship with others, both human and animal. Cats, in their subtle and instinctive way, seem to be drawn to those who embody compassion, peace, and empathy, qualities that are reflective of the Islamic teachings on emotional well-being and kindness. When a cat lies next to you, it might be seeking that same sense of emotional safety, a space where they can relax and feel secure. In turn, This can reflect the emotional state of the person, indicating a spiritually calm individual who has managed to cultivate peace in their life. Spiritual calm and barakah, blessings. From a spiritual perspective, the presence of a cat can also symbolize barakah, or divine blessings, which are deeply intertwined with emotional and spiritual calm. Islam teaches that when a person embodies sincerity, humility, and kindness, these qualities attract barakah into their life. Cats, in their natural serenity, are believed to recognize and be drawn to such spiritual tranquility. This idea of spiritual calm aligns with the Islamic principle of rahmah, mercy. A person who is emotionally balanced and spiritually attuned to Allah's teachings will naturally exude an energy of mercy and peace, which animals, including cats, are sensitive to. When cats choose to sleep near someone, it may be a sign that this individual has cultivated a spiritually calm environment, a place that feels like barakah to those who encounter it. The Quran speaks to the concept of barakah in many ways, including in the connection between the natural world and human spirituality. For example, in Surah Al-Baqarah 2261, Allah compares the blessings of a righteous action to the growth of a seed. The example of those who spend their wealth in the way of Allah is like that of a seed that grows 7 ears, each ear containing 100 grains. Just as barakah multiplies in a person's life when they embody mercy and emotional balance, the cat's choice to be near you can symbolize the peaceful energy and blessings that flow from a spiritually balanced heart. Psychological interpretation of cat behavior. Psychologically speaking, the act of a cat seeking out your presence may indicate that the energy around you is soothing and stable. Many psychological studies have shown that animals can be mirrors of our own emotional states. When you are feeling anxious or stressed, your pet may reflect this back to you in their behavior, such as becoming restless or withdrawing. Conversely, when you are calm and centered, your pet, especially a cat, may approach you with greater affection and closeness. In a spiritual context, Islam teaches that our inner state influences not only our personal experiences, but also the world around us. This includes how animals behave toward us. Cats, being finely attuned to emotional vibrations, may sense when a person is grounded, calm, and spiritually present. In this way, their choice to rest next to you becomes a reflection of the inner peace that Islam encourages. The Prophet Muhammad exemplified this inner calm and spiritual presence, demonstrating that true peace is not only a reflection of one's actions, but also of one's inner state. The Prophet, peace be upon him, was known for his serenity and composure, and his interactions with animals, especially cats, reflected this deep spiritual connection. Do you believe your spiritual state affects the world around you, including animals? Have you ever noticed how your emotions or energy impact your pets or the animals around you? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. By interpreting the presence of a cat from both a psychological and spiritual lens, we can see that their choice to rest near us is much more than a simple act of companionship. It is a sign of the emotional safety and spiritual balance we create through our actions and intentions. The cat's behavior reflects the peace and tranquility we are able to cultivate within ourselves, which in turn invites blessings and harmony into our lives. Conclusion and call to action. As we've explored today, a cat sleeping next to you is much more than a simple act of companionship. In Islam, this gesture symbolizes mercy, purity, and divine presence. Cats, as creatures revered for their gentleness and independence, reflect qualities that align deeply with Islamic teachings on emotional and spiritual balance. Their choice to curl up beside you can be seen as a sign of protection from unseen harm, a reminder of the importance of spiritual tranquility, and a reflection of the barakah, blessings, that come from living a life of kindness, empathy, and mercy. Just as the Prophet Muhammad was known for his compassion toward animals, including cats, we can learn to see our relationships with them as a reflection of our connection to Allah and the world around us. The next time a cat curls beside you, take it as a moment of connection, not just with a creature, but perhaps with something higher. Their presence may be a reminder of the peace that Islam encourages, and a subtle sign that you are living in harmony with the spiritual energies of the world. What's the most beautiful experience you've had with a cat? Was there a moment when you felt that something special was happening, even if you couldn't explain it? Did this change the way you look at animals in Islam? Do you see them as more than just pets now? By reflecting on these moments, we can deepen our understanding of the spiritual lessons Islam teaches through even the smallest creatures. Cats, in their grace and calm, remind us to live with sincerity, empathy, and awareness. And perhaps they offer us a glimpse into the profound connection between all of Allah's creation. If this video was helpful to you, please share it with your loved ones and leave a comment to tell me what you learned. Your support helps a lot to spread the message and grow this community. Barakallahu fikum.